It's Goober Dudes coming at you from California Wild, and today's video message is why good people cheat. You little cheater. And how there's two types of people. There's loyal people, and then there's cheaters. And oftentimes people that are loyal don't have many options. They're afraid of being alone. It's not even that, oh, this is the best that I can do, but this is probably the only that I can do. And I can't even replace them if I wanted to. Little ant climbing up. And how you'll often see like great people cheat on their partners, and it's their dream partners too. So they're like, because we're not going to talk about bad people. Bad people got their own issues. We're going to just talk about why good people do this. And these good people typically have a lot of options, and oftentimes they're having so much fun on their own that when they finally meet their dream person, a lot of that chasing stops, and they realize that, you know, the thrill of the chase gives you a higher high than probably anything you'll ever get. And unless that's available in that dynamic, they're just gonna feel like they're missing out. So the only times this works, it's when it's like a little toxic and the other party is giving you enough uncertainty that you're getting those hits of closing the gap where you feel like, you know, you climb one mountain, climb another one. And if you're not getting that, you're getting bored. But then, is that the answer? Is toxic dynamic the only way to thrive? Doesn't sound real. So what's the other part? The other part is things are so stable that people just get bored and they think, you know what, maybe this is it. Maybe this is just, things are just boring after some time. But the thing is, then that's what leads to all the other problems, right? Because it's not how it started. Then if these people have many options, they're getting bombarded constantly by these options. And it's like, why am I in this boring zone when I can be having all this other fun, right? Why can't I just go climb another mountain if it's available? So that's what often leads to good people doing these things, is because they have options. There's no more emotional roller coaster, and there's no more chase. So the other way is like, let's say you decide, like, you know what, I'm gonna just accept the boringness. One part of the party is gonna start, you know, just losing respect for you and losing passion for you, so it doesn't work out. And then those people that never had this issue in the first place is because out of scarcity. I mean, when you're in scarcity and know you have no other options, you approach things in a really weird way, and that pushes the other person away. And then that person gets cheated on because you're pushing them away, and then they're like, you know, why am I here? I can do better, right? And then they just leave you. So it's either two people in massive scarcity that can't leave each other no matter how bored they get, but they're afraid of leaving one another. So ultimately that causes that toxic dynamic. It's just like, ooh, they're in a state of lack of safety. And then the other one was they have too much options and they're stable together, and then they're like, hey, why am I not getting that high? And it's their dream partner, but like I said, the high of closing the gap, of not knowing if it's going to stay there, of the thrill of throwing the spear and hitting that gazelle, like that. Like, even in business, that uncertainty is where all the fun happens, right? At some point, if you just print money, it's great, but you don't feel the same joy as a newbie. And you'll see entrepreneurs be like, oh, I want to do a new startup, because they're just addicted to like something new. So the question is, what do you do about this? Like, is it only like to keep like a toxic dynamic where you're dating someone who's emotionally unavailable? So this is what I've seen, okay? In the person who has options, and then their significant other is obsessed with them, is because usually that person with options is a little bit emotionally distant, and the other person can sense that they don't have the full security, subconsciously, not consciously, and it causes them to chase and invest and be obsessed with this person. And oftentimes the people that I've seen that, you know, can't stop cheating is because they're emotionally distant in their relationship, so their partner subconsciously feels that and is always chasing them, because, which is, again, that's the toxic part. Or it's the other way around, where the person, like I said, is fully emotionally available, and then that person is bored. The other person is just bored because now they have their full attention. So I don't know the answer, but it is something to think about. And, well, I mean, the answer would be to not be addicted to that kind of energy, because it's, in a way, traumatic. Not unlike something bad happened to you, but it's like when you're looking at a video of like a bear eating another person, and you know you don't want to watch it, right? It's like this like nails on a chalkboard, but a part of you searches for that little hit that just, like, you know, just want to get whipped. I think it's along that same line of still resonating with that a little bit, because you're kind of like want to magnify your sense of lack and getting something you don't have, because we're conditioned, not just through modern society, but I think through nature, to move towards things, because we grew up not having things. Or maybe we did. I mean, look what we had. This has been here for thousands of years. Imagine your ancestors, when they first walked upon this, they got amazing water, trees, you know, abundant of food. Maybe they weren't in this constant chasing state. But when you, for whatever it is, it seems to be happening right now, at least. I don't know if it existed in the past. This constant chasing and the feeling of wanting to get that hit of getting something you didn't have, even though you have multiple variations of it. And until you can transmute that, I think most of us will keep cheating, because you're either just gonna get bored and accept the boredom and be a little bit miserable, in which case your other partner is gonna resent you anyway, or you get someone who's keeping you a little bit on your feet and you're keeping them on their feet by having that a little emotional distance. Maybe there's a healthier way, but you understand what I'm saying is maybe if you're both fully thriving, if you, let's say this thing is in human nature, deeply in human nature, and you can't get rid of it, then that would be the only way, is for you guys to be winning so much that, you know, you could lose this person at any point, and then you're in a constant state of closing the gap with that person. You're putting yourself in situations where you're constantly having to re-win that person over and over. I don't know if that's healthy. I don't know what the answer here, but I do know it's an issue, and I do know that if you don't solve it, you're kind of fucked. So you probably resonate with what I'm saying a little bit. I know a lot of you guys do, because I've seen this so consistently, where it's mostly because, like, I get a dream partner, they just miss the chase. They miss being chased. They miss that closing the gap of winning something over. And like, you don't want to be in this constant state where you can't, where not being aware of how to solve this or tackling it, first becoming aware again, and putting proactive measures to actually try and solve it, you're just going to think that there is no option. It's just either this or that. Binary. We don't know that, right? So if you do know the answer, let me know in the comments. And also, if you are a cheater, now you know why. You're actually missing that hit of that energy. So can you find a way to keep that in your stable relationship without having to make it toxic where someone is getting hurt? Otherwise, you know, you're doomed, right? You're just gonna meet awesome people and you're just gonna lose them, and you don't want that. Remember, we're good people here. We don't care about the people that are psychos who just cheat. We're trying to fix the people, or like a lot of great people, just cheat, and it's because of this. It's hard. I mean, even me here in this beauty, I could just sit here, but after a while, I'm like, let me go over there, let me go over there, and then it's kind of having to sit here and just appreciate it. But for how long, right? So if you're a cheater, keep this in mind. If you're someone who used to cheat and solved it without getting bored, let me know in the comments. And I know this was a weird one, but if you resonate, hit the like, let me know. I want to see how many people resonate with this. Peace.